Hello and welcome back to another new edition of Windows on Current Affairs, and today we continue to embark over tourism and antiquities and the latest excavations and discoveries. Every day Egyptians wake up to find new discoveries and follow up with the latest of the history in Egypt, the very rich history. The Pharaoh's history in Egypt. And talking about history and Egyptian Pharaohs' history in particular, a transfer of the royal mummies to the Museum of National Civilization at Al Fustat in, I guess, Old Cairo?
Yes,
in Old Cairo. And of course, this is a huge event. Egyptians are going to talk about for a whole month to come, and the whole world. And as we Egyptians are also, and the whole world, are awaiting the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum in a short while, hopefully, inshallah. Egyptians also are rejoicing or celebrating the transfer of the royal mummies to the Museum of National Civilization. And talking about that very important topic, we're very delighted to have with us Miss Rana Ehab. She is heritage researcher. How are you doing, Rana?
I'm fine, thank you.
Let's first talk, what is the story? The transfer of royal mummies to the Museum of National Civilization. Let's first elaborate over the Museum of National Civilization. What is it all about? Because probably some Egyptians haven't visited it, or even some tourists. A lot of people who are watching us right now, they are not Egyptians. Probably they haven't heard about it. It's not as popular as the Egyptian Museum or the Grand Egyptian Museum or the museum in Hurghada, because it's a little bit in Midtown Cairo or Old Cairo. So if you would like to shed light over the Museum of National Civilization.
Actually, this museum was opened recently, and it's prepared from 2 years ago. It's about to reception the mummies, which is transferred from the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir to the Civilization Museum. So most of the people thought the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir will be closed or will be destroyed, and they built another building. This is completely not true, because the building of the Egyptian Museum is considered one of the most important museums, not only in Egypt but in all the world. How they can destroy it. So the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir itself, it's a history. This is a heritage place. Before the last month, we celebrating the anniversary of the Egyptian Museum. It's 118. So it's a great building. This will not be destroyed. But the idea behind transferring the royal mummies from the Egyptian Museum to the museum in Al Fustat, this is to encourage the tourism in Egypt. This is one of the most important things. A lot of people hear about only the pyramids, only the Egyptian Museum, or maybe the Grand Egyptian Museum at Giza, front of the pyramids. So this idea is to visit the Old Cairo. Old Cairo, it's considered one of the most important history in Egypt. So when you can visit the citadel of Salah ad-Din and you visit Old Cairo, the churches there, the Coptic Museum, you should pass on the Civilization Museum to see how it's amazing. Front of the museum there is a large lake, which is not common in Egypt, especially in Old Cairo. So the museum there have a special view, have a special place in archaeologist's heart and researcher heart, and also will be, inshallah, in tourism heart.
So there is a huge lake, artificial lake, in front of the
yes,
museum.
this is the lake. It's prepared recently. This is one of the huge projects that Ministry of Antiquities is supervised on, because it's directly located front of the museum. Actually, you can see this lake from the citadel, so it's amazing.
It's amazing. It sounds very, very charming and very attracting for people to come and have a look at. What is it all about inside this particular museum?
This museum also have a collection from the ancient Egypt and some of the Coptic ones also. But the large room or the large chamber is about the mummies, the royal mummy, which will be displayed on it. and actually the celebration of the mummy during the days. It's about how it's amazing because it's look like the same idea of ancient Egyptian. After they mummified the body, they take it on a boat or in the chariot, and the people, all the people following this procession way until it's reached to its tomb or temple or whatever. So this is the idea, is still, it's back again. This is a kind of our heritage. We need to understand what is the idea of the transferring, why we do this, all this propaganda for transferring the mummies, because this is something will not happen again. This is the first time. It's about 22 royal mummy from the most important kings in ancient Egyptian history, or maybe in ancient Egyptian in all the world, will be transferred in the same procession way to the same place. This is amazing. This is not, will not happen again. No, any museum in the world have 22 royal mummy like we have here. So the stories of each mummy from this mummy is amazing. So we have.
It has a different story. We're going to delve into that also, but let us just talk about the transfer itself. They're going to be transferred in a parade. So it's going to be like a trail.
The Ministry of Antiquities is prepared for each mummy in a box, in a car. Each car have the name of the king in hieroglyphic, in ancient Egyptian language, and also in Arabic. So we have special vehicles for each mummy. And the Ministry of Antiquities didn't tell us what will happen because she will surprise us, I'm sure. It will surprise us. So this is the idea here. They preparing the mummies to put it in the wooden books under the airbags to preserve it because it's need a lot.
So they're going to be transferred in open air? Or
No. It will be completely closed.
In a glass box?
And not in glass box. It's in wooden boxes because it will be very dangerous. The mummy is organic things. This is their skins, their hair, their eyes, still kind of real. So I need to preserve it very, very well because it's dangerous if it's affected to the air condition. Suddenly it may be transferring to powder directly because this for this reason the preparation of transferring the mummy is take a long months to can take it or put it in the right air, in the right condition. So it's take a long of time. It will be also take long when we put it inside the museum, but inshallah it will be open soon for all the people.
Hopefully, inshallah. So this is going to be an event and a news that will make the headlines and the news in its own right. The transfer, you know, the scene of transfer. So where is it going to start from first, on the first place, first hand?
It will be started from the Egyptian Museum, and it will be
all the way down to
all the way down. I don't know where is the way directly because it's not telling us yet. This is no clear information about it. But the first, it will be started from the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir, and now it's preparing the opening for the obelisk and the Sphinx around it. So the lights. Tahrir Square is prepared now. The Egyptian themselves is waiting for this moment. All the people who are interested in history or not, but they wanted to see the great kings when they going from a place to other place.
So is it sort of a train, or it's first a sort of like a scooter vehicle? With wheels that is going to be...
It's with wheels, everything with wheels.
It's going to be towed by a car or something?
Yeah, each car, yes, it have its own machines, yes, exactly. It's something look like cars now, but with ancient Egyptian decoration. So it's a thing it's not usually to see in the street. So that's
Very extravagant. Let's talk about the mummies.
yeah.
What is the story about those mummies? Why in particular those mummies? How many are they?
They are 22 mummies. The most famous mummies in there, it's for a Queen Hatshepsut, King Thutmose III, and also King Seqenenra, the one who started this mass Hyksos from Egypt, and also for Ramses II. And Ramses II, for sure, we know a lot of stories about him. The famous temple of him in Abu Simbel, and also Queen Hatshepsut for sure, Thutmose II, Thutmose I, the father of Hatshepsut, Thutmose II, the husband of Queen Hatshepsut, and also we have 6 Ramesside king, Ramses I, second, third till the 6th one, and also we have King Merinptah, Queen T, the mother of King Akhenaten. So all of them, if we talk about each one of them, we need actually a separate episode for him. So this is the story of each mummy. For example, as I mentioned, King Seqenenra, the first who dismissed the Hyksos from Egypt. Now, if you're going to search who's the greatest ruler in all the history, you will find one of them is Thutmose III. So, which is a very important king, the one who started to transfer Egypt from a small kingdom to a great empire. And also the Queen Hatshepsut, the only queen ruled Egypt for around 20 years. So this is a great, her temple for sure, the first, the famous one in Deir al-Bahri at Luxor. And we have also, something is related to heritage, the old songs we know about the temple of Queen Hatshepsut. So when the people know this is the queen in this car, what we made for her, these songs, and when we want to visit her temple in Luxor, so will be amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Especially that she's very popular.
Yeah,
with
sure.
too many stories. If you like to elaborate over her history, because Queen Hatshepsut, probably people who come to visit Egypt, they like to hear so much about, in particular, female Egyptians. They talk that when we talk about civilization, more than 7,000 years back, and Egyptians were ruling the world.
Yeah.
Female Egyptians.
Exactly.
It's beyond civilization.
Yes.
This is Egypt. So Queen Hatshepsut, she reigned for almost 20 years or more, and she was very much distinguished in many ways.
Yes, exactly. I wanted to mention something. Most of the people thought only we have this Queen Hatshepsut, or maybe Queen Hatshepsut, she is the only queen or the first queen ruled Egypt, but actually during the history we have more than 12 queens actually ruled Egypt.
12 queens.
Yes, exactly. From the first dynasty till the 30th, and the Greco-Roman period also we have a lot of queens. So in the people minds, this is only one queen. No, we have a lot of queens. So what this is made amazing. For example, the Queen Nefertiti, the Queen Nefertari. We have amazing tombs for them. We have a great history when we need to talk about them. So this is not only about the kings who ruled or where is the women rights. The women rights in Egypt from the long time, from the beginning actually of the history. So also the kings, they played on the kings reign a very large part. So when someone was died or the kings died early and his son is still young, they made for him, they take the throne till he is becoming the suitable age, then he ruled Egypt. So they played a very important.
We're going to continue with this very interesting topic, but right after, I guess we were about to go to a short break now. You can continue to elaborate.
Okay. So this is the idea here about the queens.
So there is a certain age where the son or the daughter could reign.
Yes, exactly, until he become understand
eligible.
Understand
Is
what
there a
will
certain
happen.
age?
No. There is not a certain age, but there is. It's something related to the mind itself. If he can really start to rule Egypt now or not, because during all the history, Egypt is powerful. Amazing. We have enemies from the old history around all Egypt, from the desert, from the sea, the Red Sea or the Mediterranean Sea. So we need to make a large plans about that. So when you cannot understand Egypt, this will be decline. Actually, because Egypt in that time is divided for two parts, Upper and Lower Egypt. The unification is, the idea of unification is very, very important. And all the kings ruled Egypt, they tried to keep it as a one kingdom.
One entity.
Yeah.
So it's amazing also to know that there wasn't a specific age for reigning or to rule Egypt. As soon as that kid is qualified, and there were stories, of course, very popular stories that, of course, you have a lot to add about kids reigning Egypt. Right?
Yes. Well, we have from the Ptolemies dynasties in Egypt here, or the Greek dynasties. Actually, yes, we have all the Ptolemies.
Who are the most famous who had that stories of reigning Egypt or ruling Egypt?
Actually,
at a very young age.
One of the most important is related to a queen and related to the kings. It's a queen called Ehab. She is the wife of Seqnen Ra and the mother of Ahmus and Camus. Seqnen Ra is the first king start to struggle against the Hyksos. They dismiss the Hyksos. He was died in the battle, and Queen Ehab start to define or start to encourage their sons to rule after their father. So then Camus has come, and Ahmus, and also Camus was died in the battle, but still Ahmus, King Ahmus, and we started from this point a new age. So the Queen Ehab played here a very large part to keep Egypt in her hands and in her son's hands. So this is the idea of here. His son has died, but she's still strong because she don't want to forget what her husband and what her son is doing. So this is the idea here. This. And also we have the queen of Khufu, the builder of the Great Pyramid at Giza, Hetep.
We're going to jump into also that story, but we're going to go to a quick short break, and we'll come back to you.